Morbius is a long-awaited project. Morbius is the latest Marvel legend to grace the cinema. Morbius is the newest Sony movie this weekend. It's a lot better. Yes, after nearly 2 years worth of delays, the Sony anti-hero movie has finally dropped. Some of the postponements were warranted due to the pandemic, but it became more and more glaringly apparent that a lot of the team working on this movie might be in complete disarray. When you don't screen a movie early for critics, don't market the titular character in any interesting sort of way, not even a McDonald's or Burger King, and a fat cherry on top of the chocolate ice cream is when you've got the director talking about the post-credit scenes before the film releases, it's not looking good. And it's not good. I'm going to take this review following the chronological order of the movie's events as well as my own experience with this. So the first act of introducing Michael Morbius as a kid with a blood disease, him then befriending his surrogate brother Milo, and the limited showcasing of his physical struggles as a present-day doctor was not bad. Not great, but not bad. It's a passable introduction with decent exposition, and it bestows an ethical dilemma for Morbius' character. It builds a man versus self conflict. 20 to 30 minutes in, I thought, okay, maybe Morbius will just end up being an okay watch. But oh man, the moment him and his girlfriend figure out that anticoagulant formula, and they're saying big sciencey stuff to make the screenwriting look smart, I realized during the big boat action sequence that this is where the movie is just gonna start sinking. Those slow-mo, Matrix-esque special effects look terribly dated, lazily edited, and never bring any excitement to the frame. The weird, colorful wind effects straight up reminded me of something from Dragon Ball Evolution, and they constantly, repeatedly use the same effects. The VFX horror design of Morbius' transformed face is laughable. I was laughing. The couple next to me was laughing. The people in front of me were laughing. Every time Jared Leto growls, we were having a hoot. And on that note, Jared Leto... I miss 30 Seconds to Mars, y'all. Y'all remember we were the kings and queens of promise? I can't put the actual track or I'll get copyrighted. Before going into this movie, I had no idea Jared Leto is 50 years old. He ought to be putting up the superhero curtains, not donning the cape. He's not horrible in this. He's just mumbling, unsure of what angle to really approach this character with his method acting technique, so it ultimately leaves him stumped and wandering around aimlessly. I do want to say this though, there's one brief, very brief scene where he's learning to use echolocation with a wall ball, and that was actually an interesting moment. Those sonic booms and aforementioned wind effects actually work quite well together. The theater makes a thunderous noise. Unfortunately, it's only for like 15 seconds and then you're back to the suffering. Thank goodness for Matt Smith, who is undeniably one of the best parts of this movie. He's clearly having fun trying to make the most out of his poorly written, tragic character. He's got comedic flair, and there's a hilarious scene where he's preparing for going out for a night, and he's dancing, and he's transfiguring in his own bedroom. It's actually a really great scene. Meanwhile, every single other actor in here is just flat. Like 180 degrees, planking on the concrete ground, flat. Tyrese Gibson looks lost and confused in every scene he goes in. Like, why am I here? I've got Fast 10 Part 1 and Fast 10 Part 2 to film. His FBI partner Alberto has some of the cringiest and stupidest lines in the context of the scene that he's in that I couldn't wrap my head if they were making him say it for comedic purpose but no, it was just always super serious and unintentionally funny. Nothing makes sense after the halfway mark. The story follows a simple and formulaic 2000s superhero screenplay. Think Hancock or Ghost Rider, yet it doesn't know where to go or what to do. Subplots are just created and left wide open. No one's motives are plausible or coherent. Scenes either feel out of place with one another, or there's clearly missing footage that would provide additional support and clarity. I wouldn't want to see the extra footage though, this was plenty enough. And the movie progressively gets worse and worse the farther you still trapped with it, but wow, that last 10 minutes is just awful. The ride was already decelerating, then it declined, and then it somehow managed to derail completely. The last battle is shoddily directed as you watch two smears of black figures tossing each other in a dim lit area so that your mind can imagine the fight that's going on. Then you are treated to a final attack move that absolutely no one, including the makers of Mortal Kombat and Tekken games, would have thought was a cool finishing technique. As you witness a third of the $75 million production budget go towards 200 bats that don't do anything to the antagonist but fly over him while Jared Leto walks over and stabs him with a poison. And as Milo is begging in his dying breath and whispers to Morbius not to kill him even though the poison has clearly already been administered, he says, "You gave me my nickname, and dies. And as you watch Sony recreate their own version of a Romeo and Juliet ending, it doesn't stop there. Oh no, there's more. Because then you watch Morbius' girlfriend come back to life in a blink and you'll miss it display, and as Morbius flies out to the distance like New York City's very own Superman, it's then and only then that you are rewarded the dog shit. Because it is then that you realize that Michael Keaton is entirely scrapped from this movie despite being shown in the trailers, and instead makes a cameo appearance in one of the world's worst post-credit scenes ever. But wait, there's still more. It is then that you have to see Jared Leto do a 2022 Nissan Altima commercial as he drives to the center of Lincoln, Nebraska to meet up with Vulture, who tells him they should, and I'm quoting here, team up. And with the camera panning back at Morbius as he replies with one last word saying, intriguing. It's then that your mind finally implodes into a black hole. You will leave with not a smile, not a chuckle, just $13 gone from your wallet and a lifetime mental imprint of Jared Leto saying stinky pinky as he breaks someone's fingers. I give Morbius a 2 at best. Just wait to stream it if you are still interested in seeing this. Seek help first and foremost, but definitely wait for this to come out on the service. Until next time, guys,